Welcome to the Precalculus. What you studied previous session, we discussed the characteristic of quadratic function. Now, our attention to polynomial functions. Polynomial function is which is very similar to quadratic function. Polynomial function has degree bigger than 2. So we're going to study here degree 3 for polynomial function. So what are you going to study? First, we're going to recognize general form and the degree of polynomial function. What is general form of polynomial function? Second, analyze graphs of polynomial function, including end behavior and turning points and zeros with multiplicity. Third one is we're going to identify zeros of polynomial function which is related to the x-intercept. That's the main concept of polynomial function. Let's talking about general form of polynomial function. Polynomial function general form looks like this. an xn, an minus 1, xn minus 1. Can you notice here degree n, n minus 1, n minus 2, 2, 1, 0. We call this is constant term. This is reading term, an xn. Especially you have to pay attention power, highest power. Here is n, that's the degree of polynomial, highest number in the power. an gonna be leading coefficient. We say here is together, an, xn together reading term of general term of polynomial function. Pay attention degree, pay attention reading coefficient for polynomial function. Let's have example of polynomial function. I give 5 functions. Which one is polynomial function? Which one is not? So let's start with the function which is not polynomial function, okay? So h of x, this is radical function because square root x. Here is x, square root x meaning is square root, power gonna be x 1.5. That's power is a fraction, that's not a polynomial function. Another form g of x right here, that's the rational function. This is a fraction form. This is not a polynomial function. But f of x, f of x, f of x, all the polynomial function. But this f of x, first one, x squared minus 3x, we call quadratic function. This one is linear function. We call this is a polynomial function. This one is a degree 2 reading coefficient. Let's find degree and reading coefficient. Degree is 2, reading coefficient 1. So degree 2 polynomial, they have own name. That's called quadratic function. So another one is linear function. That case, degree gonna be what? Degree gonna be 1. Leading coefficient to 1. So degree 1 polynomial, they have own name. That's the linear function. In this session, we're going to study polynomial function degree should be greater than 3. Greater than equal to 3. So we have, here is degree and leading coefficient. Degree is 4. Reading coefficient is 1. That's we're going to study here. So polynomial function with degree 3 or 4, that's we're going to study here. Let's study parents function for polynomial. Here is a power is n, right? This is n. Odd even. Odd meaning is degree gonna be 3. Even is degree gonna be 4. That's I sketch here, guys. N is odd. So N is odd gonna be y equal x. That's the straight line. So power is 1. N is 1. That's the odd. N equal 3. Power is 3. That's I sketch it. That's the degree gonna be odd. N equal even. I gonna sketch x squared. Power is 2. Guys, remember parent function of quadratic function y equal x squared. Another one is n equal 4. That's degree gonna be even. That's getting close to y-axis. That's go y equal x4. Can you see the difference? Can you differentiate? Power is odd, power is even. Power is odd, right side go up, left side go down. Power is even, both sides go up. That's the difference between two kind of polynomial function. Let's investigate and the behavior of polynomial function. So when you see this one, guys, f of x, negative x cubed plus 4x, and the behavior is determined by leading term right here. So degree and leading coefficient. Degree gonna be 3. Leading coefficient gonna be negative 1. Leading coefficient is negative. Here is a graph right here, guys. That's the graph of f of x. Leading coefficient negative meaning is right side here. Graph gonna be go down, right side. Graph falls to the right. So that you have to check it, guys. Make sure it. Next one is gonna be left side is go up, right? Left side rise to the left because degree gonna be odd. So degree gonna be odd, left to right side, opposite direction. Leading coefficient negative is right side go down. That you remember that this one, guys, okay? Let's have another example of polynomial to check then the behavior. So look at this one, f of x, x fourth power minus 5x squared plus 4. Check the degree and leading coefficient. That's the leading term, guys. Degree 4. Leading coefficient 1. Leading coefficient positive. Here is graph of function. So right side, guys, that's this side. Right side, leading coefficient is positive. Graph gonna be, guys, graph is right side go up. Graph rise to the right. That's right. Another left side, degree is 4. Also even power. Then look at the left side, go up too. So graph rise to the left. Even, power is even, they go up, go down. Right side decide by leading coefficient. Leading coefficient positive. Right side, graph gonna be go up. Leading coefficient negative. Right side is go down. Let's have another example this time, guys. Look at this one. Let's check the leading term, which meaning is leading degree and leading coefficient. What is degree? Degree is 5. What is leading coefficient? 1. Right there, right? So can you guess this is positive? Meaning is right side is go up, right? Degree is odd. Left side is, graph is 4, right? That's the graph. Right side is up, left side is go down. That's the graph. Between here, we're gonna study later. That's the graph. Guys, make sense? right side is go up depending on leading coefficient. Left side, this side based on the degree. Next one is we're gonna find x-intercepts of the function. X-intercept of polynomial function, right? Here is a factor form, guys. This is a factor form x minus 3, x plus 1, x plus 3. So find the x-intercept, meaning is y equals 0, right, guys? So y equals 0, x minus 3, x plus 1, x plus 3 equals 0. Which meaning is each factor should be 0. X minus 3 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. Which meaning is x minus 3 equals 0, meaning is x equals 3. X plus 1 equals 0, meaning is x equals negative 1. X plus 3 equals 0, meaning is x equals negative 3. So you have here x equals 3, x equals negative 1, x equals negative 3. What you have here, guys, you have x-intercept 3 and 0, negative 1 and 0, negative 3 and 0. That's you have it. Do you understand that? fx is a polynomial function. Find x-intercept, y equals 0. Each factor gonna be 0. Find the x value. Then you find the x-intercept. Right? Here's a graph. I sketched the graph for you. Let's check it out. X-intercept here, negative 3 and 0. No, start with the 3 and 0, right? First one, negative 1 and 0, negative 3 and 0. That's you find x-intercept of polynomial function. Now, this one is represent x-intercept of function of f. Then this one named zeros of function of f. Guys, you see that? So bottom we find x-intercept function of f. This x equals 3, x equals negative 1, x equals negative 3. That's named zeros of functions. How about this? X minus 3, x plus 1, x plus 3. We're going to say factor of a function of f. So, looks like very similar. Each one has different name for polynomial function. Let's have another example. This time I'm going to say find the zeros of the function. Previous slide, I introduced definition of factors, zeros, and x-intercept function. All the same, kind of looks same, but they have different name. So start here. Zeros meaning is, let's find x-intercept. Then you're going to find the zeros too. Okay? X-intercept gonna be y equals 0. You're gonna put this term is 0. Negative x, x minus square equals 0. So I times negative both sides. You have x, x minus 4 equals 0. X minus 4 square meaning is x, x minus 4, x minus 4 equals 0. So each one is a factor. So look at this one, which meaning is x equals 0 first one, x minus 4 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0. This one, x, x minus 4 factor of function of f. When you find this one, we can find the x value. First one is x equals 0. Second is x minus 4 equals 0, meaning is x equals 4. Third one is x minus 4 equals 0 is x equals 4. We call this is zeros of function of f. When you find the zeros, we can find the x-intercept 0 and 0, 4 and 0, 4 and 0, right? 4 and 0, 4 and 0, same. That's why I put the right ones. So let's just sketch the graph here. 0 and 0 is here, 4 and 0 is here. 4 and 0, 0 and 0. So that's how to sketch it, right? So this one is x-intercept. Second, this one is gonna be zeros. This one is gonna be factors, right? X minus 4, x minus 4, we call factors of function of f. Can you notice something, guys, here? How many x equal 4? X equal 4 is 2x equal 4. What's the behavior here? They're gonna a little different. X equal 4, x equal 0. How many x equal 0? Just 1. How many x equal 4? That's the 2. They show different behavior. Now I showed the different behavior of zeros. They have two same zeros. They have 1 0. They show different behavior x-intercept. That's how I'm gonna introduce multiplicity of zeros. Previous function is negative x minus 4 square, negative x minus 4, x minus 4. That case, can you see that x equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0. So then we find x equals 0, x equals 4, x equals 4. Then factors gonna be here, 0 is gonna be here. I make a table for this. Factor and then multiplicity, guys, okay? Factors, 0 to multiplicity. What is multiplicity gonna be? Let's just start the factor. Factor is gonna be x, right? X is a factor. Another one is x minus 4 is factor. 0 is gonna be x equals 0 is zeros. X equals 4 is zeros. Multiplicity, how many x equals 0? That's you're gonna find just 1. How many x equals 4? That's gonna be 2. Guys, right? So 1 meaning odd number, 2 is even number. Then look at the graph here. So x equals 0. X equals 0. Here is a 0 point. That curve, that function goes through it. So multiplicity is 1. Odd number, cross it. We say cross it. X equals 4. Guys, x equals 4. Look at this one. Not cross x-axis. X equals 4. Touch the x-axis. Touch it. So power is even. We say x-intercept behavior touch the x-axis. Okay, guys, that's what we're gonna say. How know this match here, the function? X is a factor, power is 1, that's gonna be multiplicity. X minus 4, that's the factor, power is 2, that's the multiplicity, that's the even number. That's we know multiplicity of is zeros, guys, okay? Let's see what is multiplicity of zeros. Say this is the g of function. Guys, look at this one. Let's here check it out. So factors first, zeros and multiplicity. Okay, and behavior. Let's check it out. Factor meaning is x. Okay, guys, x. Another factor is x minus 2, right? Another factor, x plus 4. Then when you have factor, x equals 0, okay? Then x equals 0, that's the zeros. Factor gonna be, should be 0. X minus 2 equals 0, x equals 2. X plus 4 equals 0, x equals negative 4. Now, how gonna find the multiplicity? Multiplicity power of factor. What is number here? 2. That's the multiplicity. Next one is gonna be what? Factor x minus 2. Power is 3. That's multiplicity is 3. Factor is x plus 4. What is power? That's gonna be 7. When you find the multiplicity, guys, can you see this multiplicity is even? Meaning is behavior of x-intercept touch. Multiplicity is odd. Behavior x-intercept gonna be cross. Multiplicity is odd. Behavior of x-intercept is cross. Okay, guys, understand multiplicity means? Let's have another example to find the multiplicity, guys, okay? So, this is a function. Let's find factor, zeros, multiplicity, and behavior of x-intercept. Factor first. What is a factor? X minus 4, right? Another one, 2x plus 5. How can we find the zeros? X minus 4 equals zeros. X equals 4. 2x plus 5 equals zeros. 5 is moved left side. Subtract 5 both sides. Divide by 2. X equals negative 5 over 2. Multiplicity, go back to function, find the factor, check the power. Power is 2. 2 meaning is even number. Behavior gonna be touch. 2x plus 5. Factor is 2x plus 5. Power gonna be 3. Odd. Cross. Can you sketch it? Okay, that's the sketch of function. Let's check it out. X equals 4. X equals negative 5 over 2. Negative 5 over 2, that's the x-intercept right there, guys. Here is multiplicity is odd. What happened? That's the cross, the x-axis. Another x-intercept, x equals 4, guys. X equals 4 and 0. Look at this 4 and 0. Multiplicity is 2. Touch it. Everyone makes sense? This one touched the x-axis. That's how to use multiplicity. Let's sketch the graph of polynomial. So we're gonna use all the information we studied so far. Leading term, zeros with multiplicity. So let's just start this one, guys, right here. So let's start with leading coefficient. What is leading coefficient? Negative 0.1, which meaning is negative 0.1 negative. Degree, check the multiplicity, guys. Degree gonna be, what is multiplicity? X minus 1, that's the 1. X plus 2, that's the 1. Here is multiplicity is 2. You're gonna add all the multiplicity, that's gonna be degree of this polynomial function. 1 plus 1 plus 2 equals 4. Then you can decide and the behavior of function. Reading coefficient negative meaning is graph fall to the right. Guys, right? Degree is even meaning is left side of function also same behavior. Graph fall to the left. Everything make sense? That's you decide and the behavior with leading term. Now, before we find x-intercept and the multiplicity, let's find the y-intercept first. Y-intercept gonna be x equals 0. Guys, very careful with algebra. G of 0, negative 0.1, 0 minus 1, 0 plus 2, 0 minus 4. So 0 minus 1 is negative 1, 0 plus 2 gonna be 2, 0 minus 4 gonna be negative 4. So you have negative 0.1, negative 1, 2, negative 4. Negative 4 square is 16. This all multiplication, guys. Negative 0.1, negative 1, 2, 16. Negative, positive. 0.1 times 1 times 2 times 16, 3.2. So y-intercept gonna be 0, 3.2. Let's find x-intercept with multiplicity. Let's sketch the graph of this function. We find y-intercept and the behavior. Now we need to find the zeros and multiplicity. How can we find the zeros, guys? You're gonna put g of x equals 0, which meaning is each factor gonna be 0. So x plus 2 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, x minus 4 square equals 0, right? So find the zeros first. X plus 2 equals 0 meaning is x equals negative 2. X minus 1 equals 0 meaning is x equals 1. X minus 4 square gonna be 0 meaning is x minus 4 equals 0 meaning is x equals 4. Let's check it out, the multiplicity, which meaning is power of factor. X plus 2 power is 1, x minus power is 1, x minus 4 power is 2. So write down the multiplicity for each zeros. First one is 1, second is 1, third x equals 4, power is 2, that's the 2. What is 1 meaning is odd, 1 meaning is odd, 2 is even. We already find the y-intercept, right? 0 and 3.2. Then we find end behavior. Right side 4, graph is also 4 to the left side. That's you find it, right? Let's sketch it. Okay, how gonna sketch it? X-intercept x equals negative 2. Odd meaning is, we're gonna check it out later. X equals 1, that's the 1. X equals 4. I plot all the x-intercept first. Let's find the y-intercept 0 and 3.2 y-intercept. Now we're gonna have end behavior. Right side is 4. Guys, 4 here, x equals 4. X equals 4 is even. Even meaning is touch it. So you cannot cross it, touch it, you can turn. Touch it, guys, touch it. Then touch, go to the next x-intercept, x equals 1. X equals 1 is odd, that's the cross it. Cross meaning is you cross it. Then cross, go to the y-intercept, guys. Cross, go to the y-intercept. When you go to y-intercept, next one is another x-intercept, x equals negative 2. That's the odd. We have to cross it, right? Cross it. Then cross it, left side, 4 to the left side. That's the 4 to the left side. That's how to sketch the graph, guys, okay? Let's have another example to sketch the graph, okay? G of x, x minus 3x plus 4. What if you check it out? Take a time, let's try to do it. First, leading coefficient, that's 1, because here is 1, that's the positive. Second is the degree. Here is 1, here is 1, here is 1. That's all multiplicity of each factor, right? So 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. That's the degree. So let's find the y-intercept. You plug in x equals 0, g of 0, guys, very careful, equals 0 times 0 minus 3, 0 plus 3. 0 times negative 3, 3, you times it. 0 times negative 3 times 3. Times it, guys, that's meaning is 0. So y-intercept is 0 and 0. Guys, make sense? Now, let's find the zeros, which meaning is x-intercept, y value gonna be 0. G of x gonna be 0, which meaning is, guys, how gonna find it? First one, x equals 0, first factor. Second is x minus 3 equals 0, which means x equals 3. Third factor is x plus 3 equals 0, meaning is x equals negative 3. What is multiplicity? Check the power of each factor. X, power is 1. X minus 3, power is 1. X plus 3, power is 1. Check it out. Add all the 3, that's 3. Degrees is 3. Guys, make sense? Now, plot the x-intercept, y-intercept. Okay, guys? Let's plot 0. X equals 0, 0, 0. Another one, x equals 3. Another one, x equals negative 3. X-intercept, y-intercept. And the behavior, guys. And the behavior based on reading coefficient, right side is up. Degree gonna be odd. Left side gonna be opposite. That's gonna be come down, okay? So right side is up. Then go to x equals 3. That's the odd. That's gonna be cross it. Then next one is x equals 0. Cross it. You can turn anyway. It doesn't matter, guys. Go to 0. Okay, guys? Cross it, go to 0. Now, when you go to 0, x equals 0, multiplicity is odd. You have cross it. Then go to next x-intercept. That's the 3. You can turn anywhere, guys. Cross it. That's turn here. X equals 3. Also, negative 3, I'm sorry. Cross it, then left side is go down. That's how to sketch the graph of this function. Previous one, they give the function, we sketch the graph. This time, we should write the polynomial function with information they give. So they have this information. Look at it very carefully. Zeros, 1. Multiplicity is 1. Zeros, negative 1. Multiplicity is 2. Zeros, 3. Multiplicity is 1. Reading coefficient is 1. So A gonna be 1 here, guys. So we have information of zeros and multiplicity. Zeros, x equal 1. Multiplicity is 1. X equal negative 1, x equals 3. That's all multiplicity. 1, negative 1, 3. Each 0 have a multiplicity. First, x equal 1, multiplicity is 1. X equal negative 1, multiplicity is 2. X equals 3, multiplicity is 1. Now, based on this one, we have to find the factors, guys, okay? What is a factor? From zeros, what do you have? X equal 1 factor gonna be x minus 1. 0 is gonna be x equal negative 1. Move this number left side. That's gonna be factor. X plus 1. X equals 3. Factor gonna be x minus 3. Guys, do you understand that? Factors from the zeros. We have a multiplicity 1 to 1. That's help to find part of factors, okay? So f of x gonna be a, that's the reading coefficient. First factor is x minus 1, second is x plus 1, third is x minus 1. Power of factor x minus is 1, that's why I didn't put the 1. Power of x plus 1 is 2, because multiplicity is 2. Power of x minus 3, multiplicity gonna be 1. That's you build function of polynomial based on this information. Now, we have decided reading coefficient. Luckily, we have leading coefficient 1. That's gonna be 1x minus 1, x plus 1 square, x minus 4. So we find f of x equal x minus 1, x plus 1 square, x minus 3. This is a form of factor of polynomial function. But when you do your homework, you have expand polynomial function. So we study polynomial function this session. Degree gonna be this side, behavior, and the behavior of polynomial function. Keep in mind, leading coefficient to this side, right side or left side behavior. Second is zeros of polynomial. Zeros polynomial represent x-intercept and the behavior of x-intercept with multiplicity. So graph of polynomial function is continuous, very smooth, with a turning point with degree.